Hello everyone, welcome to day 24, the last day of AOC 2025. Today is about exploitation with curl, Hoperation Eggsploit. Very nice. This video is from Cyberbox and Vicious. So we want to stop the wormhole from being open, to stop the Evil Bunnies from getting reinforcements. And for that, we'll use curl to speak HTTP directly and find a way to shut down the portal. Let's start the attack box and the machine, and let's check and face ahead the darkness of King Malhare. So they have a little bit of what HTTP is, how it works, JSON, etc. So I hope that you know all about this by this point. And they also talk about curl, which is a command line tool for crafting HTTP requests and viewing raw responses. It's ideal when you need precision or there's no UI tools available. So we can try out curl like this. Simple as this, you have curl and you have the URL that you are going to curl. They also explain to us how we can send post requests because curl sends get by default, and we can send posts like this with the X flag. As we can see here, Xpost tells curls to use post method. We also have -t, which is a flag that sends the body of the request. In this case, they are using username and password. And if the application expects additional fields like login button or CSRF token, they can be included too. And to view exactly what the server returns, including headers and potential redirects, we can add the I flag. Once we log in, as some of you may know, web applications use cookies to keep your session active. And to get those cookies, we need to do two steps. First, we save the cookie with the C flag and the file where we want the cookie to be saved. And you'll often see something like this. And then we can reuse that saved cookie with the B flag, just like this. And all these commands open the door for us to do some automation stuff, which can be very handy if you are limited by tools. In this example, we only have curl. So we can do some magic with bash, create a simple for loop that makes multiple curl requests to the same endpoint. Then we need to add execute permission to the script and run it. And they give an explanation here on how this for loop works. We can also bypass user agent checks. They give the example here that some servers may reject requests that come from the curl user agent. And to avoid that, we can specify a custom user agent, for example, this. And we can confirm it like this. And they also give us a bonus mission that we can do at the end of the room. But you are not obligated to finish it. It's just optional. This is why they just give you the possibility of clicking check. But yeah, now that we've read all that, and I hope that you've given some special attention to parts where you are not familiar with, they give us now the examples for us to try. So there is a post PHP endpoint, and they want us to try and make a request, a post request to this endpoint with password admin and username admin. Let's try it out. Let's first go back and see what the command was. So it's this curl command. So let's copy it here. So let's use the admin password and username that they gave us, and let's try and run this and see what we get. Okay, so it was pretty straightforward. We got this flag. Now they want us to do a request to the cookie PHP endpoint with the same username and save that cookie. Then we use that saved cookie at the same endpoint, and then they want the flag from that. So we go back up and see how they do the flow to save the cookie and then use the cookie. And this is the example that they give. So we're gonna copy this and we are going to go back and see, because the endpoint is different. So replace the endpoint that they give you. Instead of session, it's cookie. And if you do this, you will save the cookies to a cookies.txt file. Okay, then we can cat or cookies text and see this. So yeah, so now that that command was successful, we can try the second command, which uses the cookies that we stored in the txt file. So as we know, it's the cookies endpoint, correct? It's cookie, not cookies. So now this command will use that cookie. And voila! Now they want us to try and do the brute force attack that I talked about. Now in their example, they create the passwords.txt file, and we can touch passwords.txt, and then we can maybe use nano, and we can paste. Okay, I hope that was saved correctly, and it is. Very nice. Now we can try and create the loop. Touch loop.sh. Now we need to give execute permissions and try and execute the loop. And we got the password. It's secret pass. So we got the password. Very nice. And finally, they tell us to try and use a custom user agent. So let's try just that if they let us. But instead of being UA check, it's to agent. And the agent is not internal computer. It's TBFC. TBFC. And we got the password. Very nice. So as you can see, if you just follow along and go back and see what commands they used for certain situations, it's pretty easy to try and do it yourself. We are over. If you want, get to work on the bonus question. I have little time on the machine, so I won't be able to try it fully. Yeah. Also, you can read the story for the end, where McSkitty defeats King Malhare. I hope you liked Advent of Cyber 2025. It's a very cool way to learn cybersecurity first, and for everyone that celebrates Christmas, have a nice Christmas, and I'll see you in the next dimension.